Welcome back to the Three Parallels podcast with your host, the Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. On today's show, I got a special guest. I mean, this brother is bad. And I'm talking about any MJ you can think of that's in these streets doing these things or was in these streets doing these things. I think of greatness. And when I think about this guy, I think about greatness because that's who he is. And that's capital H, capital E. This brother is someone I'm very close to, and he's a brother from the same mother. This brother is cold. He is been in the profession, the counseling profession for over 20 years. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a podcast host, he's a therapist, he's a counselor educator. This guy has done it and is doing it all. And the reason I want to have him on the show is to give you all an introduction into the best version of him. And when I think about the best version of him, capital H-I-M, I'm thinking about the future, us, me, him. And if I can do this with this particular guest, that means you can do this yourself. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a good brother of mine, the Dr. Jason Branch. Welcome to the show. What up, family? Yeah, you thought you was getting it's me, the future version of me. And I'm speaking to the old version of me who just introduced me to show you how I talk to me and in real time. Because I want to demonstrate our I want to demonstrate the reality of who we are, who we were, and who we're becoming. Because in order to do that, this person needs to exist in your mind and your heart in order for them to exist in the living room, which is where we're at right now. As you know, you've been listening to the show, there's 3 layers: attic, living room, basement. Attic, in your mind. Living room, present. Basement, heart, trauma, drama, the things that happen between you and your mama, right? So if I'm looking at us in parallels from the house to who we are, then it's a constant movement, a constant evolution, a constant shift, a constant change of becoming your best self. So who I am now, I cannot believe. And at the same time, I can because I knew it could happen. So here I am giving you me before I become him. If you're confused yet, you're in the right place. Okay. If you're confused, you're in the right place. So who I am as of right now, I'm going to speak life to in order for you to give yourself permission to do the same. You got a lot to say, a lot to share. Get your notebooks. Okay. Gator Skills Journal, available now. Get it. If you don't want it for you, get it for somebody else. It's available. So the Gator Skills Journal. Why is the Gator Skills Journal so important? I'm glad you asked. Number one, it gives you an opportunity to dive in. It gives you an opportunity to step into the basement and get to know different versions of yourself, which is exactly what I do. How often? Every day. Now, you know, for many of us, we've been taught and told our whole lives, don't talk to yourself. People gonna think you're crazy. The reality is people gonna think whatever they want anyway. So why not talk to me? I'm doing it right now. I'm a guest on my own show, the past version of me, as the future version of me in real time. This is happening right now. And this isn't random. This isn't like Dr. Branch is on one because I am. I stay on one, right? And that doesn't change. If anything, it gets worse. So when I say worse, meaning better, because I lean into it more. So you're going to hear some things, you're going to feel some things, you're going to experience some things, and it's all intentional to help you help yourself. How do we do that? By me helping me help myself. I'm a vessel and I'm giving all this love away. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Know that anything that you choose to do that you've never done before, especially listening to the show and trying the things that come up from me, from the guest, from the future me, past me, current me, it gives you an opportunity to pivot, to shift, to change. And if you're able to pivot, shift, and change, you're able to become a version of you you've never been before. Many of us are driven by fear of what if and refuse to accept the reality of what is. What is present. What if is past. or future? Things you can't control. So how often are you putting energy and time into people, places, and things that you can't control versus putting it into yourself, which is what I'm doing right now. I am speaking life to me and I'm doing it for you. All right. So as you heard the host, the old me, Dr. Jason Branch, I'm sorry, the Dr. Jason Branch. That boy, something, man. The Dr. Jason Branch, some nerve, right? Some nerve. And for me, this version of me, the current me, the future me that's in the present right now, they call me Hollywood. Yeah, they call me Hollywood, but not the Hollywood that you would think. The Hollywood that you would think is whatever you view, you know, Tinseltown to be, La La Land to be, right? LA, and I'm not that far. But for those who are familiar with the state of California, live here, visit here, know about the dynamics here, there's a huge difference between the city of Los Angeles and the city of San Diego. And to me, there's two types of people, San Diego people, LA people. And for me, I'm a San Diego person. Why? Because it's full of nature. It's full of things that's beyond me. The weather, um, the ocean, the waves, the palm trees, everything about this area just does something for me. It makes me come alive. And whenever I go to LA, I die a slow death internally. No shade, no disrespect to nobody who may live there, visit there. That's your favorite place. It's not mine. And it's not mine because it's so different than who I am. And I've learned that where you live, your location, like physically, mentally, emotionally, is so important because you can live in places that don't feed you, feed your soul, feed your heart, your mind, your body. This could be a job. This could be your actual physical location, your state, your home, all of those things. So for me, I'm learning about energy and connectivity. And with energy and connectivity, it, you attract the people, places, and things that you're supposed to have based off of the version of you that you are at this time. These are facts. So even though I'm called Hollywood, meaning I work in this environment, a lot of celebrities, entertainers, you know, high profile people, I work in this environment. However, I'm not a part of this environment. I live down the way where I can be hidden in plain sight. And I love that. I love that I'm a celebrity in my own mind, in the minds of other people, but I'm the type of celebrity you don't know nothing about unless you know about him. And I like that mentality because it keeps me safe. It keeps me protected. And I can't absorb too many different energies because I'm an empath. And being that, I have to protect my energy. So where I do that is home. So even though they call me Hollywood, I'm at the crib. Now, where did this Hollywood mindset idea came from? I'm glad you asked. So for me, I've been called the Richard Pryor of therapy. True story. True story. People have called me the Rich Pryor of therapy because they say I'm hilarious. And I'm a therapist and I'm pretty smart as well. So all of these aspects about me, I now put on display for other people. I've been this way my whole life, didn't know it, but now I'm sharing me with everybody else. Why? Why not? Because most of our lives, and some of you may be in a space where we spent more time hiding ourselves than showing ourselves. Here's an example. As a licensed professional counselor in the health profession, from a master's program to a doc program, it was usually me, one on one, the only black male there during, before, during, after. If there may have been people before, been years. If there were people after, it was years. So typically, I was always by myself in these spaces and places. And when you're by yourself in these spaces and places, and you're surrounded by people that don't look nothing like you may begin to conform, assimilate, and uh, downplay yourself and your greatness to make sure everybody's okay around you. And that's a level of insanity that I've decided to no longer live in because the reality is I can't control what people think, say, or do when it comes to me. Zero control. I just want to talk about facts, okay? So if I can't control what people do or think or say, then what makes me think I have that much control? My beliefs, which I'm entitled to. You are entitled to your beliefs, but imagine the beliefs that don't work for you anymore, that you still keep. That's the old you. The current me, who I am now, in this living room, talking to you in the future, but in the present. Imagine you give yourself permission to be this, what I'm doing now. Like this is hilarious to me, talking to you as a future version of me, all connecting to this podcast and who we are and what we're doing. And me talking in the present time, July 2025, and who I'm talking to and who I represent today will come to be fact and truth in due time. How do I know? Because what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I feel, what I do, it all leads to somewhere. And that somewhere is me becoming the best version of me possible. And by doing that, I attract the people, places, and things that I'm supposed to be connected with. So for many of you who are in transition, trying to figure it out, like what's next, what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. You're in a current battle right now with your past self, your current self, your future self, and you're losing terribly, terribly. And you're losing because we like comfort. We love comfort. And sometimes we can get so comfortable that the pain doesn't hurt enough because we're accustomed to it. Kind of like, sitting in your own ish and you sitting in it for so long you don't smell it anymore, but everybody named mama smell it so much so they got tired of being around you and left. That's people. Everybody got their ish. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's human beings doing human things. I don't know no human being that exists on earth right now that don't have their ish. Nothing wrong with that. The issue that I've noticed is people who have their ish and they can't keep it to themselves. People that put their ish on you. You didn't ask for it. You weren't looking for it. None of that, Kate. None of that. And if you think about any aspect of life, whether you help or hurt, because I like to simplify, it's because someone helped or hurt. Let me break that down a little bit more. In my opinion, uh, anyone that's in the helping profession, they're there because somebody helped them or they didn't. That's why they're here. That's why we're here. I'm speaking for all of us. You are a helper. All of us are helpers. The helping profession, this is my job, but we all help anyway. And even helping myself. I'm going to I'm going to help me, period. Whether you get some or not, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Take care of you. All right. So if I'm learning about me and trying to become the best version of me, it requires me to do things I've never done before, which is exactly what I'm doing in real time with you right now. Whatever you're doing in life right now, we're doing it together as somebody we've never been. Why? Because you're listening, you're hearing a different version of you, which is a whisper more often than not. That's the future. Past version screams loud, yell. Current version, I don't know what to do. So I'll sit here and hurt, but don't say anything because I'm not allowed. Why? That's a narrative that somebody gave me that I decided to keep. The narratives that we live by, the beliefs and ideas that we have determines who we are. And what I've learned in 43 years of life is a lot of things that we buy into, we believe, we think, we perceive is not necessarily what it actually is what we think about it. It's the meaning that we give it. And it's the feeling that derives from all of these things. That's what gives us uh, peace, love, connectivity, familiarity, all that. It may be hurtful to other people. It may be wrong, maybe all these different things, but we don't care. It feels good. It's nice. It's cool. And imagine having that access to what's nice, cool, but it doesn't hurt anyone. It actually helps. And that's how I view this podcast. It helps. And I've been sitting on it. I'm sorry. I sat on it for over a decade because of fear. Fear, what if? What would people say? What would people do? And what I learned is I had to begin challenging these beliefs and ideas with facts. And the fact was, how do I know if I never did it? Now, you can take podcasts out the scene altogether and insert whatever it is that you haven't done yet or you've been sitting on for the past decade. Come on. and put some facts behind it. And when you put facts behind it, it's hard to maintain the same belief. And even when we get facts, we still get to decide. Man, listen, this may be just therapeutic for me. I don't know what it does for you. I won't know unless you tell me. So feel free to reach out and let me know what you think. I don't really, I don't feel moved by anything you have to say that's negative. Like keep that to yourself or share it with somebody else that's negative. Again, anybody that posting comments and being trolls and negativity, know that that's their ish and they're giving it to you. Know that. Know that. So whatever it is you are afraid to do because of what people will say or think or do, you can't control it. So instead of trying to control what you cannot, control what you can, which is you. Yep. Yo ass. First name yo, last name ass. Okay. I'm talking about you as my future self. So you can't be mad because my old self, my past self, he's still the Dr. Jason Branch. I tell you, that guy is something else. But I love him though because he's my guy. I used to be him, but I'm not anymore. And I don't see myself going back because I can't. Once the mind expands, it never goes back to its original form. Anytime you're willing to do something different, uncomfortable, or new, done. Whenever you're done with something, someone, that means you are intentionally doing something different, uncomfortable, or new, or life has happened that required you to do things different, uncomfortable, or new. So, whether intentional or unintentional, that's when change occurs. I don't know any other way. There are other ways, don't get me wrong, but these two, I can't think of anything else. So, if you think about a horrible, unhealthy relationship you were in or are in, consider, am I done? Probably not. Still here. Working relationship, job relationship, partnerships, you name it, people, places, and things. When you're done with certain people, places, and things, DUN, you have to be willing to do. That's how change occurs. So, why am I sharing all of this? And why am I sharing all of this as the future version of me hanging out in the living room? Because these concepts, these ideas that I have, to me, are brilliant. I don't care what you think. Brilliant to me. And that's what matters. Because this podcast episode right now, I'm talking to you, meaning different versions of me. I don't know who listening. Ain't none of my business. What I do know is I need to hear this, and different versions of me need to hear this as well. And I'm putting energy out there. This is an example of putting a pebble in the pond. It's going to make ripples, and ripples are happening right now, which means it's going to come back tenfold, times 10, times 10. And I don't run out. And I never understood that. Like, how do I not run out? And I thought about a few people that you may know as well. And I was thinking about different versions of myself and how I viewed these people at one point in time in my life. For example, Stephen King. hmm The Stephen King. Stephen King's a legend to me. He's a horror film book expert. He's the guy. 30, 40 plus years of mastery in his craft with the imagination that just gives thrills and chills forever. And he's a legend in his own right, in his own way. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Stephen King is a recovering alcoholic. He's in recovery. Him writing, him using his craft and his gift and ability keeps him sober. It's how he's able to maintain a sober lifestyle. But it almost killed him. And he found the thing that gave him life instead of using the thing that almost killed him. And I'm thankful he's still here. And I didn't understand, how is this person able to just put out book after book after book, and people adopt those books into movies and shows for years and years and years. And how is he still relevant and sharing what he has? And what I realized is creativity. He's a gator. Yes, indeed. There's a difference between salamander and gator. Y'all got the journal. Y'all get in the journal. The difference between salamander and gator, and I just want to give you a few, salamanders are perfectionists. Yep, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I don't even like saying that anymore because I'm almost over that phase in space that I was in. So, as a recovering perfectionist, everything is black and white. That's why we don't do certain things because we want to win every time. But how do I win in a game I've never played? Can't. It's not a guarantee because I'm learning how to play this new game. So, Stephen King is a gator because he either wins or he learns. He does not lose. And if you think about people at that level who are working at a very high level or at a very high level, they had to become him, her, or them in order to be that, to create that, to attract that. That is whatever the hell they got, whatever the hell you got, whatever I got. Whatever it is based off what you said. What you said comes from what you think. Another conversation for another day. So I didn't understand how this man come up with so much content. And it wasn't until I recognized my ability to come up with so much content because my mind does not stop. As you all know, I was diagnosed with as a neurodivergent ADHD as an adult several months ago, which means I became a different version of me knowing this truth that I think differently, period, point blank. The judgment, shame, guilt, label, that's human beings putting their ish on us. Them days over with. You can put it on me, but I don't mean I gotta take it. Do something with that, y'all. Somebody do something with that. Take pause right now. Do something with that. I don't care what you do, but do something with it. I can't even repeat it. I don't know what to say it. So, as future version of me, Hollywood, Rich Pryor of therapy, I want to give you me because I know what I do for me. And it's truly remarkable. I can't believe the life that I've been able to develop from investing more in myself. And I'm in a place of privilege to offer myself to you for free to help you become the best version of you based on 43 years of life, 20 years in this profession, all the degrees and everything else in between. And I'm giving it away with the expectation that I'll be replenished wherever I end up. Because we don't know unless you done died, went where you went, and came back to tell us about it. Again, if that's you, call in. I want you on the show. The Walking Dead. What happened? What happened? Tell us about it. If that's you, I need you on the show. Back to Stephen King. Think about anybody who's at a very high level doing a skill at a very high level, personally, professionally, they are the best version of themselves at that time. And when you are that, you don't run out. Imagine running out of being who you are. What? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I'm gonna run out of being me. No, you don't run out. I can't run out. And it helped me understand how Stephen King has been able to have the longevity in his career and constantly put out hits because this is who he is. Another example, Kevin Hart. Big shout out to Kevin Hart. So, don't tell nobody. I got Kevin Hart's cell phone number, okay, which gives me access to whoever Kevin Hart has access to, okay? That means everybody doesn't have access. We're talking about a gayer, right? You got scales, but there's that vulnerable underbelly. Nobody has access unless I want you to have access. And when you become the best version of you humanly possible, you have all access. Nobody can deny you. Because when I think about all access, that means there's no limit. And in my humble opinion, the people who have developed a level of mastery, monetary, like wealth, people who are wealthy or power, privilege, prestige, they have full access. They can pretty much get away with anything. I just want to talk about it. And it doesn't have to always equate to evil or negative, but people who have power, privilege, money, um, wealth, they have abilities that we don't have. We, meaning everyday people, because I'm still an everyday person with a nice bank account, but it ain't about the money. It's about the impact. It's about what I'm able to do with all of the money that I have. And people who have a lot of money, they choose to do whatever the hell they want to do with it. Just want to talk about facts. Story time. I got plenty of them, but this one really stood out to me, and I want to share it. Talking about people and money and what they do with it. So, being a dad, a little while ago, past me, took the family out to the aquarium. I ain't gonna say where, but it was an aquarium. And at this aquarium, there was a statues outside of the aquarium. And these statues outside the aquarium were manatees. You know, manatees. You know what a manatee is. And it was this big to do about this monument that was in the front of this aquarium. And I looked to the right of me, and it's basically Skid Row. Right next to the aquarium are tents. You know, the camper tent city. You know, the unhoused community is right next to this aquarium, and those parallels really stood out to me because I didn't understand it. This was my foreshadowing of what was yet to come. So as we went in, there were actual real manatees there, and those same people, the name that was on this monument related to the manatees, names were on these placards in the tanks or by the tanks where the manatees were. Come to find out, these people that was on this sign, I won't share their names, but they've donated millions of dollars to manatees. These manatees, not they dripped up. You know, they got flat screen TVs under the water. They blinged out. They got a 401k, benefits, a trust. No feet, but they got a trust. They got a trust. They good. They well off. Even a manatees kids is set for life because of humans who value the manatees, in my humble opinion, more than homeless human beings or unhoused human beings right next to the same aquarium that they donated to. That's an indicator. I don't care how you feel. I just want to talk about facts. In my perspective, this speaks volumes to what we value, and you can value whatever you want. You're entitled to that. There's no rule or no law of how you choose to live besides the rule or law that you created or someone created for you that you're currently living by. So if somebody can donate $5 million to some manatees next to people, human beings that don't have a place to live, then therefore all these beliefs and ideas of what's good and what's right and what is subjective. It's subjective. And when you live life subjectively, you can subject yourself to whatever works best for you or the manatees. I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it. And I share that story because it really helps me understand that you're not required to do anything just because you have some things. And if that's the case related to money, prestige, wealth, imagine many of us who don't have a quarter of that in what we give and what we keep and what we share and how we serve. It's subjective based on whatever you were taught and told. So for 17, 18 years of life, whatever you were taught and told is law until you leave. And for many of us, you never left. Never left home, never left state, city, mindset. You just never left. You never left the comfort zone. And to me, when I don't leave my comfort zone, I'm limited to what I know. And I'm even more limited to what I think. Because what you think and what you know are two different things. What you think is in the attic. What you know is in the living room. Woo. Do something with it. Do something with that. Okay? We're in the living room. Now that basement is right over there. We ain't gotta go. But we gonna go because we have to. Because it wouldn't be me if we didn't. Mention Stephen King, mention Kevin Hart. You know, you can name a bunch of people who are doing really well by being who they are authentically. And when you are who you are authentically, you'll never get canceled. Never. Hashtag Will Smith. Never. Okay. You won't get canceled. Anytime you are someone of influence or power, prestige, whatever the case, you can get away literally with murder. I just want to talk about it because we're not talking about it. This future version of me, don't get mad at the Dr. Jason Branch. Okay. This is Hollywood. It's a different version. I ain't even physically here yet. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Talk about subjectivity, right? It's impossible to be loved, liked by everyone. It's impossible. So why would I choose to live life based off a belief that I can be loved or liked by everyone? It's insanity. It's incongruence. It's us all day, every day. And to me, when you are navigating life in this way, it causes cloudy vision. And this cloudy vision prevents you from seeing things clearly. Because if you're able to see things clearly based off of who you were, who you are, you're becoming, you begin to navigate life in ways you never have before. And that's my challenge to you because I'm him, capital H I am. And I've never been this version of me. And I love being this version of me because it's freeing. I stopped caring so much. I still care. Don't get me wrong. I'm growing. I still care about what people think, but I don't care as much. Not as I used to. I used to care so much. I would choose to live life differently to make sure everybody else is okay around me. And that doesn't work. It didn't work. It doesn't work at all. So now I live life based off of what works best for me, period. There's a difference between what works best and what's right and what's wrong. Because to me, what's right and what's wrong is subjective. How do we know? Crime, police. There's people out there that live a life of crime. And people say, crime doesn't pay. Yes, it does. Crime does pay until it doesn't. But until then, let's go. Run it up. Run it up. And we forget that. And the other side of it is, a subjectivity of what's right and what's wrong. Like if a life of crime for me, this is what I know, this is what I grew up with. And now you're trying to stop that, you know, by being in a position of authority to stop me from doing what you think is wrong or believe is wrong. Again, it's subjective. How can this be wrong? Is this if this is the only thing that I know? We're gonna go a little deeper. Buckle up, buttercup. Same rules apply when it comes to religion. How can I say anybody else is wrong that may be outside of who I am and how I worship or what I believe in my religion? How dare I? As a human, again, if I do, or if I done it, or if it happened to me, that's somebody's ish they putting on you or me. And many people who decide to leave religion, change religions, shift religions, there's multiple reasons. Just like there's multiple reasons that we have religion. And what I know for sure is we don't know. We think, we believe, but we don't know. Knowing is fact. Knowing is factual that can be proven. This is just my opinion. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Uh, but I have not, it has not been proven what happens to us when this thing is all over. It's been thoughts, it's been ideas, it's beliefs, it's reason, it's all these things, but we don't know unless we didn't been there. Those are the facts. So your religion is based off of your location. Your religion is based off of your upbringing, your background, your childhood, whatever your parents, guardian, or whoever gave you. That's where your religion begins, and it's given to you from um, flawed human beings with their own ish. And sometimes when it comes to religion, they put their ish on you as well. I just need you to see it. Example. This is where Richard Pryor comes out at. My dad. My dad is Seventh-day Adventist. Been Seventh-day Adventist for a long time. And before that, he was Southern Baptist. I was Southern Baptist before I converted to Orthodox Christianity, specifically Greek Orthodox Christianity, but Orthodox Christianity, one of the oldest religions. So I converted. Um, and because of what I'm talking about, disability, like you can worship differently and it's okay. You can worship any way you want. There's no right or wrong besides the right or wrong that we make. That's people, that's human, that's meaning, that's narrative that we offer that can always change whenever we get ready. So my conversion caused some turmoil for some people, but it was just fine for me. And when you think about religion, the reason we do or we don't, like the conviction that we have over our beliefs is so ingrained and it's so intense. We can't see anything different until we get hit in the head with a honey bun. That causes you to look at things different. When you look at things different, you see differently. When you see differently, you do differently. Where you from? Who taught it to you? What you know? What you do? All of those things. And everything I'm sharing connects to us becoming the best version of us by challenging beliefs and ideas that don't work for us anymore, narratives that don't serve us anymore. And therapy is one place that you can go to begin diving into the basement to figure you out. The more you do that, the better you become. So my dad, that's what I was talking about a little earlier, right? My dad, gave me what he got from his parents. And it was one of the most traumatizing experiences that we had. And I asked him, I'm about 10, 11 years old. Dad, I keep hearing about heaven and hell, and you go to heaven, the streets are paved with gold, and you go to hell, you gonna burn. What's the deal? What's really the deal? My dad was like, man, let's talk about it. I'm like, all right, let's talk about it. Sure. You don't scare me. And I said, so what happens when we're done? When it's all over? He said, well, yeah, streets paved with gold, go to heaven. But if you go to hell, you're gonna die. You're gonna continue to die. You're gonna burn every day, all day. It's gonna be a barbecue. And I'm 10, 11 years old. I lose it. I lost it. Dad, what you mean? We gonna die. We gonna burn. He said, yeah, you just keep burning and burning and burning. And he kept a straight face. He didn't blink. He didn't flinch. He did not break a sweat. You're gonna burn. You're gonna die. You go to hell. That was it. That's what this man told me. And I'm crying. I'm sobbing. Oh my God, Dad, I don't want to. Oh my God, I want to go to hell. But I like barbecue, but I don't want to be barbecue. Like, for real, Dad? Yeah, man. You're going to burn up. Go to hell. Because that's what he knew. That's what he thought. That's what he believed. We don't know. But I believe that because of what I was told and who it was told to me at the age I was. So I believed it for a long time. And I'm still have remnants of feeling of that. And again, I don't know. Nobody knows. We think. But that really impacted me because I didn't really know what to do with this information. And that was just for me. And as you know, for you or others, church hurt is a real thing. Religious hurt is a real thing. And that's people that's a part of these organizations, religions, whatever the case, that is offering ish to you based off of their ish. So, in any walk of life, the same rules apply. It's really hard to see the version that you're trying to be when you're clouded by all the things that was. My challenge to you is to allow yourself to become the best version of you possible by considering who you could actually be. That's what I do all day, every day. And that's who you're talking to right now. Multimillionaire, same guy. Because money doesn't change you, it enhances you. Woo! So if you a jerk, you're a jerk with money. If you're a horrible dad, you're a horrible dad with money. If you're a horrible person, you're a horrible person with money. It's the same thing. And some people give people a pass because they have money, or some people give people a pass because they have a degree or education or credentials or a car or clothes. These are material things that we put value in that becomes law and truth even when it's not. My challenge to you is to give yourself permission to become a different version by challenging the beliefs, narratives, and ideas that someone gave you or you gave to yourself as a different version of you that prevents you from living the life that you deserve. The relationship, the family, the connection, the feeling, the emotion, all of that. You deserve it. And the reality is, you have to give it to yourself because nobody's going to give it to you. Because a lot of people rather spend $5 million on a manatee than your ass. First name Yo, last name Ass. This has been another episode of Three Parallels Podcast with your host, Hollywood, Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we are becoming, which is me right now. Hollywood, because you're going to see me everywhere. Y'all going to be sick of me. I'm telling you now. Because you know who I'm sick of? Kevin Hart, in the most respectful, profound, loving way possible. Meaning Kevin Hart is everywhere. Everywhere. Why? Because he has access. When you have prestige, privilege, money, wealth, influence, impact, you can do whatever you want. What's the evidence? Kevin Hart's fictional character, Chocolate Drop, had a spot on NPR's Tiny Desk. That is access. There's people that's been applying. There are professional entertainers and musicians that's been applying for years to get on NPR. So what? One thing that I've learned, I don't care how great you are, how bad you are, any book, religion, right? Bible, Quran, you name it. Any book, any product, anything that you can find on any site has negative reviews. Therefore, it does not matter. What does matter is you. Have a good day, good morning, good month, good year, good life. Peace.